Donald Trump is dominating the GOP primary field with the support of 59% of surveyed voters, according to a Wall Street Journal poll released Saturday. The former president holds a 46-point lead over Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, according to the Wall Street Journal, which polled 600 Republican primary voters at the end of August through telephone and web surveys. The survey found DeSantis down 13 points to Trump in April before he launched his candidacy, highlighting the governor's difficulties and attempts to sway Trump voters and reflecting his recent polling troubles elsewhere. DeSantis' favorability also fell since the April survey, with the share of respondents that reported a favorable view of him dropping from 84% to 70%. Trump's favorability fell from 78% to 75% between the same two polls. If the 2024 presidential contests were held today between Trump and Joe Biden, the poll found the two even at 46%, with 8% saying they were undecided among a larger survey pool of 1,500 registered voters. Adding to the choice of third-party candidates, the survey had Trump leading Biden 40% to 39%, with the lesser-known third-party candidates collecting single-digit support, and 17% saying they were undecided. That's why when you had Ramaswamy talking about winning in the landslide, I know he was talking about himself but not Trump, but I don't believe anyone is going to have that. In the GOP primary, beyond the top two candidates, 8% of respondents picked former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, 5% picked biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, 3% chose former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, 2% selected former Vice President Mike Pence, and Tim Scott also garnered 2%. I don't know. This is a weird way of formatting it. 2% selected. Okay, I don't know why they didn't just say Pence and Scott both garnered 2%, because there's whatever. It's weird. These websites and the people that write them are shameful. Okay, Haley, Ramaswamy, and Christie all grew their share of support since the April survey, albeit by single digits. The poll also found a large majority of respondents believe Trump's four indictments, charges ranging from his efforts to overturn the election and improperly storing classified documents, are politically motivated. They all responded they were aware of the cases, and more than 60% said that each case was meritless and politically motivated. Man, that cult is strong. Now, I could talk about how insane it is that they believe 91 charges were fabricated just to get their hero Trump, but we already talked about the Republican cult. We already said this. The Republican Party is dead. Long live the Trump Party. They need to just start putting the TRUMP Party. That should be the way I refer to it from now on, because that's what it's been for the last 6-7 years. But this poll is interesting for mainly the way it talks. Three things. One, it shows that Trump's lead over this party is, again, cult-like. Who in the world could skip a debate on the merit of I'm leading by so much I don't need to go to the thing that people who want the job always go to when they're trying to get the job of being the Republican nominee? Who could do something like that and then still have the voters who have no self-respect going, yeah, I'm gonna vote for President Trump, yeah. It's pathetic. Isn't it sad that the self-respect, even if they wanted to, right, support Trump over the other, it's like, you don't think it's sad that such a big portion of them are fine with his behavior? Even if you thought the criminal charges were all politically motivated, all these states are coming together just to get this one man, he chose to skip going to the debate because he feels like he's owed the nomination. Oh, I'm leading by this much. And they don't care. The other part of this that's interesting is DeSantis. And I like that they point out there was a time, and it feels like a lifetime ago, where DeSantis was 13 points behind Trump. And now I'm hearing about a 49-point lead, 30-point lead, double leads that are approaching 50%. So that's why I said the legacy of DeSantis' 2024 campaign, I am 90% sure he's not going to get the nomination. But the legacy of this campaign will be what happens when you wait too long to get in the race, when everybody hypes somebody up before they even jump in the first place, and just bad timing. Like if Trump had, let's say, won a second term in 2020, or even if he had just said, you know what, I tried, I'm done. and wasn't running this time around, I think DeSantis would be crushing it. Maybe not by the same margins, but he'd probably be at like 30 to Pence's like 17 or 15 or whatever. Um, but Trump just drains the life out of all of these other candidacies, and it's crazy. Like I remember hearing people say, "Oh, Haley should drop out." Her, but really think about this: if you're her, you've been polling at 3, 4, 5% since this race started, probably even lower at certain points, and now there's a national poll where you're in third place. Yeah, you're in third place, and you know literally over 50 points behind the person in first place, but you're still not doing that much worse than the person who not only is in second place and only ahead of you by like 5 points or 6 points, some single digit number, but who used to be only a little bit over 10 points behind the person who's now crushing that person too. So if I were Haley, I would be very ecstatic at this because as much as it is awful to be that far behind the front runner, this is still the biggest that she's seen, and this is the first poll I've seen to have her in third place. I think since this race started, so that debate performance really did assist her. But yeah, this is the Trump party, and I really think the only people who should be in this race that aren't Trump are DeSantis, Pence, Haley, Ramaswamy, Christie, and Scott. The six of them. Everybody else, Burgum and Hutchinson and Elder, just get out. And even a lot of these ones, I'll be very surprised if those six are still in there. But all six of them are still in there by the time we get to either December or when voting starts in Iowa. I'll be very shocked because I think a lot of them are starting to realize, hey, it's been months and I'm still only at this number because these campaigns were created by a bunch, and again, when you run for office you have to have this, but the ego on these people convinced them that there was going to be some series of circumstances that was going to make them the guy, right? The one that was able to topple Trump and show just how dynamic he was. But none of them have shown that ability. And it could be due to the fact that they're not that interesting. It could be due to the fact that the Trump party is still worshiping their dear leader. Either way, this is not anyone's year that doesn't have a 91 criminal charges on their behind. That's the only person who I think is very likely to get the nomination. We're still months and months away from voting. I say that all the time things could change, but this lead is massive. And good luck to anyone who's trying to break it because you're going to need it.